Hello, everyone. It's Kyle out, of course, for Draft Radio. What a pack we've got for us. We have a Rakshasa, a Gravecaller, a Calceasma Behemoth, and a Ouijatized Summons, and a Flatten. As I just completely almost destroyed my entire desk. I think I'm going to go and take the Gravecaller. It's not a card I've played with before, and it's certainly one that's interesting. Flatten is quite good, and so is Ouijatized Summons, or Ouijatized Summons, as I like to call it, but I have yet to make a dedicated exploit deck, and that bugs me just a little bit. But there's an Ukud Cobra as well. I'm certainly going to take the Ukud Cobra. Keeps us flush with our first pick. Not a great exploit card necessarily, but that's certainly fine. I don't mind grabbing it. I know there's an Echo of the Kin Tree. There's a Sprinting Warbrute. There's an Ouijatized Summons. I mean, I've played Red like the last 6 drafts because Red is really, really good in this set. I mean, that being said, Sprinting Warbrute, I think, is the best card in the pack. Ouijatized Summons is fine, but Warbrute just gets crap done. So here's the deal. If I want to be fun, I'm taking Echoes of the Kin Tree, because I haven't really had a chance to play that, but I hate Black-White. I don't think it's very good. Or if I want to go the control route, I'm Ouijatized Summons. If I want to just be super, super safe, I take the Kolgon Skirmisher. But I'm going to do what I usually do, folks, and take the best card in the pack, which is Sprinting Warbrute. So, Tail Slash is very good. I'm going to go ahead and take Shambling Goblin, however. Actually, I'll take Vulturous Haven. It's a good exploit card. It goes well with my Rakshasa Gravecaller. There's a fair case to be made for taking the Lightning, the Tail Slash, but I'm not necessarily in red, whereas I know I'm in black. Although red-black exploit with Dragon Fodder could be something that's worth exploring. The other pick would be Airy Bowmasters, which I think is just the best card in the pack, but Reckless Imp is also here as well. Dragon Fodder exploit, huh? I'll try it. Sounds interesting. 1/1 tokens and then just get in for a bunch. I like that plan. I'm going to go ahead and take Meringue River Skeleton over a Tarka Ifrit. I like a Tarka Ifrit a lot, but I like Meringue River Skeleton even more. Nice cheap card. Gets the job done. Either as a 1/1 that just blocks if I want to go more control-y, or if Megamorph. I'm going to take another Sprinting Warbrute, though. Again, Warbrute gets stuff done. You can't really say no to this guy. I will say, usually he comes in pairs, and in my last draft, I actually managed to get only one Warbrute, which is interesting. But I have 2 now, so that makes me feel a little more comfortable. The Great Warbrute Twins have arrived. I really like Hardened Berserker. I also really like a Tarka Ifrit. It depends on what I really want. I think with the number of high drop cards in the deck, I think Hardened Berserker is better. I think normally I would have much rather had the Tarka Ifrit. I've gotten nothing but great value off of that card. Scream Reach Brawler is pretty crappy, whereas Kolgon Skirmisher is a 2-drop, and in the color that I know that I'm going to play, Hardened Berserker is also fine here, because it lets me get my Warbrutes out for cheap, and my Ukud Cobra, my Gravecaller out for cheap. I guess I can take Simic Icebreakers. Volcanic Rush effects are a dime a dozen. Durger Nemesis is... I'll just take Nemesis. Nemesises. Shambling Goblin's awesome, because I get to sack it to my Gravecaller, my Aven, and make good stuff happen. It's also a nice little aggressive card. The reason I took Nemesis is I wasn't going to play anything else, and Nemesis actually is a threat to our deck. So we made it out of Pack 1 with 11 playables, which is, like, perfect. That's exactly where I want to be. It's exactly where I want to be. Alright. So now we're on to Pack 2. Oh, there's a Necromaster Dragon and an Anafenza in the same pack? Jesus. Holy mackerel. That's a big old pack. I'm going to take Necromaster Dragon. I could splash for this bad boy. Shame they're, I'm looking for, Slimger Butcher or something, you know? But it's alright. We'll take the Necromaster Dragon on the off chance we splash for it. Not something I'm too ashamed of doing. There's a Sarkon's Rage. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rage. We're a little removal light, and the Rage is pretty good. Gets the job done. Blows up stuff. Slimger Butcher. No Slimger Butcher. Another Vulture's Haven, though, which is perfectly fine. It keeps us in the deck that I want to be in. Ambuscade Shaman is very good when we've got 3 dash guys. I actually think I'm going to take the Shaman here. There is another Dragon Fodder. There's another Shambling Goblin. Oh, actually, I should take Sarkon's Raid now that I think about it. We're still a little removal light, and I do actually want to stay on target. I think I'll take Sarkhan's Rage. We're not dash heavy enough yet. It's a little awkward taking a 5-drop there, especially like Sarkhan's Rage is great removal. Don't get me wrong. I've won the games that I have had no business winning off the back of Sarkhan's mighty Rage, but it's not ideal. It's not what I would really want to be. I probably would actually like another Shambling Goblin or another Dragon Fodder. But those seem to be wheeling, and I'm okay with that. Dutiful Attendant is fine. We sack it, we get some stuff back. There's also a Tormenting Voice, but I think we're going to try and stick on this exploit plan as much as we possibly can. And a third Vulturous Haven is excellent, so that's very good. Now all I need is some different stuff. So it looks like we're actually more of a control-y red-black build, which is certainly fine. Like, it's not like a bad thing. I can use Dutiful Attendant to recur card advantage. All Vulturous Havens can draw me stuff. War Brutes can finish the game. Gravecaller can clutter the board. I'm fine with all of that. So I think I'm going to take a Kolgon Stormsinger. I probably will never play it as a 1/1, but as a 3-mana 2/2, and then eventually as a 2/2 that grants, my Vulturous Haven or my Ukad Cobra or my Gravecaller haste. I think it's perfectly reasonable. I'm going to take another Dragon Fodder here. It's a really nice exploit engine for us, I think. Because now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 good exploit cards, I think that's decent. Sabertooth Outrider is probably pretty fine, but I'm going to go ahead and take another Shambling Goblin. We're looking to be more of the control-y build, and I want to make sure we have good sack outlets. There's no guarantee I'm going to play Kolgon Stormsinger, but it is a consideration at this point. Vial of Dragonfire is great. It's a good removal spell. Palace Familiar is really good against my deck, so we're going to take it. There's a Sight of the Scale Lords, and at that moment I realize how many guys I have that have 4 toughness. Or more. At this point, 4 guys. I'll take a Marshhawk here. Certainly a reasonable morph. I'll play it. Yeah, it's not too bad. Again, we're looking a little removal light. I'm not really sure I like to be here. I'm really bummed we didn't get a single Slimgar Butcher to make this exploit deck that much cooler, but I'll take the Tigum Strike. Tigum Strike is very hard to play against for a control deck like us. And we are a control deck, make no mistake. That's why I didn't take the Ambuscade Shaman. We're not in this to control the game. We're not in this to dash. We're in this to control the game. So, Orc Sure Shot versus Bathe in Dragonfire, the classic dilemma. Orc Sure Shot is phenomenal, given that we have a Gravecaller and then 2 Dragon Fodders, all kinds of fun stuff. We've got some dash mechanics that work very well with it, but Bathe is certainly a lot more powerful. I'm going to go ahead and take Bathe in Dragonfire. You just take the card that works the best. I've been talking about how removal light we are, and the unconditional love that Bathe in Dragonfire gives us is certainly great. So, no shame in that. I'm going to take Orc Sure Shot here, though, over the Douse and Gloom, because now we get to live in Magical Christmas Land. And again, like, our deck is pretty much almost built. I'll take a Typhoid Rats over a Goreswine or Mind Scour thing. We're control-y. We're grindy. I like that about our deck. I think our deck is pretty good. I can probably side out this Vial of Dragonfire for any sort of actual removal spell that we may get past along the way, but I like where our deck is going. This Dutiful Attendant actually might not even be the card that I want, really, because, I mean, chances are I'll probably get back like a Shambling Goblin with it, so that's another potential cut that we can make as we're going along. Certainly it's a potential cut we can make for the Sibisig Muck Draggers. I like Muck Draggers a lot. Going to get a lot of incidental value out of that guy. Going to be able to return our creature cards from the graveyard. I like our deck. I like the direction it went. I like how different it is from what I usually play. There's a Hungering Yeti, a Break Through the Line. I'm going to take Break Through the Line. It actually kills me. I don't actually think I'm going to play it, but I'll take it. I can take a Lesh's Vanguard here. Again, I just can cherry pick. My deck's done. This is what Discipline gets you. Normally, hate drafting is a terrible thing to do. It's awful. You don't do it. And part of the reason that you don't do it is because you don't want to screw yourself over, inevitably. It's not what you want. It's not who you want to be as a player, but also because it makes it a little bit harder for you to play the game that you want to play, necessarily. And we wield the Orc Sure Shot. Oh, yeah. All right, folks. We're in business now. We in this. We in this. We are now the Orc Sure Shot deck. Yeah, this is cool. So we got 2 Dragon Fodders, tons of 1-drops to go with our Orc Sure Shots. Oh, yeah. Plus the dash mechanics with Orc Sure Shot. Like, I can dash Sprinting Warbrute, get something -1/-1. I can then Rakshasa Gravecaller to, like, kill something. Like, I could sacrifice one of my Shambling Goblins to give -1/-1, and then Gravecaller comes in giving -4/-4 total. Yeah, that's pretty sick. I am definitely willing to try that. That's cool. Alright. This is a fun deck. I don't even know if it's like the best deck, but it's definitely a fun deck. I'll just take the cards that are really good against me. But this is what I'm saying. Discipline gets you to this place. Like, it gets you to the place where, like, you're comfortable with the deck you're playing. You're comfortable with how it looks. We're a little top-heavy. I will say that. We're a little top-heavy, but that's okay. I'm playing Black-Red Control. Using Sprinting Warbrutes and Orc Sure Shots to break through board stall. Yeah, that's sweet. This is a cool deck. It's not even like it's that good. It's just cool. It's just cool, and I like that. I like playing different things. I don't usually get a chance to deck build. I'm usually all about pure value when I draft. I'm a nuts and bolts spike, but this is just awesome. Yeah, I don't even think I like Sibisig Muckdraggers is worth playing, and like it's definitely worth using. But I don't know if if it's gonna have a place in the deck. You know what I'm saying? Because it can bring back our guys, which is good. But like, do we need that? Do we want that? Is there a place for Sibisig Muckdraggers and Dutiful Attendants in the roster? Is the question. Or are we trying to do too much? I don't think we're trying to do too much. I'll be honest. I don't think we're necessarily trying to make. I don't think this is necessarily that hard, like that hard of a deck. I think it's interesting because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 good sack outlets. So actually, what we could probably do is cut 1 Dragon Fodder. And replace it with 1 Sibisig Muckdraggers, but then that's not really that good either. No, I think Dragon Fodder in this deck is fine, because it combos off so nicely with our Sure Shots and with our exploit creatures, and I think that's what we want in this deck. So, yeah, I think this is the build that we're gonna run. It's gonna be interesting. It is interesting, and it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to try it, in all honesty. 21, 23, 24. So we have 1 more card in the deck, the Dragon Bell Monk, which is just not at all what we wanted, and that's going to bring us to 23 cards. I am most likely going to run 10-7, or 10-7 split, in favor of Swamps, but I have to go check our split first. Play Janktastic 4 here, a good fun deck. Alright, let's do ourselves a good old refresh the page, and then we'll see what kind of stuff we're running. There's a fair chance that I might be running 9-8 or 8-9. Yeah, I think 13-9, with most of our low drops being black. No, I think 10-7 is still going to be... No, I think we got to run 9-8 here. The more I think about that, the more I'm okay with... Ooh, that is not good at all. The more I'm actually okay with that. So we're going to do 9 Swamp, 8 Mountain, and I think that's going to be just fine. It's going to be interesting to see if we actually will wind up utilizing Sibisig Muckdraggers and Dutiful Attendant. I could see us siding those in if the deck doesn't play out exactly the way that we want, but I am very excited to see how this deck plays, and I will see all of you fine folks in round 1.